Hi, Carol here, and thank you for joining me back in part 2 of my sister's birthday card slash photo album. And this is the dollar store album. It was red and not too good looking because they were 2 for $1, but I liked it because it had the possibility of so many possibilities. I covered it with the My Mind's Eye paper. Beautiful paper, just beautiful in the greens and pink, and it's so pretty. And then I put this little clasp in the corner because I had it a little lopsided and a tiny bit of the red of the album showed through. So I put this clasp attached here for a photo I'm going to get to put in there for my sister. And then I put the I'm Praying for You out of the old hymnal page, put some Victorian velvet Tim Holtz Distress ink, and put Mod Podge in the gloss to put it down on top of the baked brown sugar Stampin' Up! Paper. And then this is the heart doily I'm going to put down, and it's the black soot with the Victorian velvet. And I'm going to stick it there, but I can't now because obviously I have to close it and I don't want any stickiness. I made 6 tags from the Bow Bunny paper, used just one 12 by 12 and cut it up 4 by 6 sheets. So I have the gray side, and each piece is different, so she'll be able to journal on one side and put a picture on the other. Just such pretty paper, isn't it? And then I cut up the cardboard that comes with your cardboard's DSP when you get it, to, separate the paper. And so I cut these down to 4 by 6, the paper 4 by 6, and it worked out perfectly. So I will glue all of these down. It'll take me some time, but I am not doing anything that would affect my casts. So, in my arms to put any stress on my wrist. So, and my thumb, I actually made it really firm so that I wasn't, doing any harm to my hands. And here is the one of them that I finished. And I hope it's not too much glare. I'm trying to show you here. I used my Stampin' Up! Tag punch with black because it's just a basic color. And then she can document here, and they slide in perfectly inside each of these. So each one of these will have one in the front. And then she can add a photo in the back and then use the tag to journal. So I think it'll be quite nice. I want to leave that there so I don't forget it goes there. And then I found, right now I'm going to use some of my texture paste that I made. And this paste is the 1 cup of talc, 8 tablespoons of white inexpensive paint, and 8 tablespoons of inexpensive glue. And you have your texture paste. So I'm going to take my stencil and just do a little bit of stenciling here. I don't know where this stencil came from, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's metal, and it's probably for sprays more so than stenciling because it's metal. But I have some of these in my stencil case, so I grabbed it and I thought it would look nice to put a corner on here. I'm going to turn it around and put one corner. I don't want to lose this girl, so I think I may turn it this way, and we will put an embellishment here. They're like a really nice flourish. So I'm just going to grab some of the paste right here, put it down, hold it the best I can, and I mean, this is, I just love using putting texture on things with your folders here. Your lost the word, isn't that awful? There we are. It'll come to me. Don't panic, Carol. It'll come. There we go. With your texture plates. How's that one? There we are. So I'll put that in for now. I'm going to lift that up. Isn't that pretty? I have to show you this here. Take some of that up there. It's nice to rub off. Easy, excuse me. And you have some beautiful texture in the corner. Isn't that nice? My light seems to be... How is that? That's better, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so that's in that corner. And I'm going to put some paint on it when it dries. So let's take this plate up, and I'm going to do some on the sides like this. So you just have to open up your book, gently place your plate down, and I think I'll do one right there. So let's see how I can hold that and see if I can keep it straight. And grab some of my homemade paste. There we are. Can't get down in here too well. I'll give it a go. Whoa. I don't want to wreck the image of the plate here. There we are. See how that turns out. Nope, I'm going to have to take that off. I didn't like that because I don't want it to wreck the other side. Just a second, I'm going to grab some paper towel. Didn't like that. So we can start over. That's the beauty of this stuff. And you know what's nice? If you don't get it all off, it's just a nice texture base like that. So I may just keep that just like that. I don't mind that. And I'll come down here and do some, that way I'll paint that. So that's good. Worked out well. I always want to say embossing folder when I'm talking about these texture plates here, your stencils. That's the word, stencils. Yay! So let me see how I am going to do this. I'm going to put it up like this, and I'm going to quickly, let me see, go like this, hold it down, and let's see how I can do this really quick. Grabbing some of my texture paste. There we go. Never can remember stencil and embossing folder. I always get them messed up. Oh, yikes. Let's see what happened there. Beautiful. That's a beautiful mistake. Oh, let me grab my paper towel. Okay, that was nice. Way to go. Okay. This I like that. This I'm going to leave to dry. There's just a little bit on this corner, but that is perfect. You couldn't get it any nicer. Let me show you here. Grab it. Look at that. I'm going to have to put this down a bit so you can see that. Isn't that pretty? I like that. So there you go. Now I'll raise that up a bit. Just makes it really blurry. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to continue on the front. I tell you what, with just having no hands is a little difficult here. Alright, so I am going to place this over here to clean, and then I'll take this out and put it in my water over here for my brushes. That's all I'm going to do with stenciling. I'm going to cover this up so it stays dry. I'm going to clean this up right here on my nice mat. There we are. Just perfect. There we are. There. So we have this. I'm going to put that down right there like that. And that beautiful texture along the side. I love that. And I like the fact that it looks like that because I will use some of the paints to make that look good. Now, I took one of my chipboard pieces and I added some of this cheesecloth to it, to the back. I just have to cut some off here. And it says, remember, as far as anybody knows, we're a nice, normal family. Isn't that funny? And it has 3 layers. I thought it was hysterical, especially if you know my sister. This is really funny. So I put some gesso over to tone down the colors. And then I am just going to go over it with my own type of writing on the top. And it's going to go here. I just thought that was so funny. Remember, as far as anyone knows, we're a nice, normal family. That is cute. And then I'm going to take my green Copic here. I have to get down inside here to get it. But I'm going to. Here we go. Maybe. There we are. And I am going to color these 3 diamonds with my Copic. So there we go. That's nice. And see if I can get that back in there. There we are. Okay, so moving right along, put the lid back on this. There we go. And I am going to put a little bit of this, let me see, I'll tone it down with some of the Victorian velvet here. Let me pull that aside. This is really pretty. And my sister, she knits and crochets and does a lot for her grandchildren as far as that, but she doesn't do this type of craft. So I hope she likes it. I think she will. Something homemade. I'll just pounce over top of that. There, I already did it with the black soot, and then I am going to use some of my distress paint to put over the cheesecloth, and I think we're good to go. Let me get that out of the way. And I had put, let me see, I have her name here, Diane, and I'm going to put that on while I'm thinking about it. And I have to think, how am I going to do that? I think with the glue gun. So I will plug that back in. There we are. And let's see how we do that. So remember I took this frame that I had stamped and I put some of the glossy accents on it and let it dry, and I did the same to the cameo that I got from Paper Tray Ink. I got the dies and the stamp set. I just love it. Now I was going to do this, but I want this on the front. I really like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half, put half on the top, half on the bottom, and then I'll put the cameo up by her name. I just really like this, so I'm going to have to incorporate this somewhere else because this is hysterical. So let me get my trusty, I got this at Walmart. It is a glue pen on one side and it's K & Company and it's for journaling. And it's nice for my hands because it's nice and big. I started it, but I wanted to do, you know, just a little bit different different printing or writing, kind of like a script. There, remember. I mean, you have to do it like you can see through it. So, I mean, you can't veer too far off the mark here as far as tracing over it. But, you know, I'll put a little diamond in there. And just kind of embellish it a little bit to my taste here. There we go. This is using up my time, so maybe I'll do the rest of it later. So let me put the lid on here. Isn't this slow when you don't have hands? Okay, so I am going to take my Tim Holtz Distress Paints, and I'm taking this sponge sugar. I'm just going to put some on my mat right here. It has a little nozzle on the end, and it comes out nicely. I'm not going to spill out because I don't need too much. There we go. I don't know if you can see that over there, but I'm going to use some of that and some of the Distress Paint in the brushed pewter. The pink in the brushed pewter I think will look really nice. Let me move that up for you. And then I'll use some of it to take out the white there and neutralize that color. And I think it's coming out quite well. I'll put some of that pewter here. There we go. These are wonderful. These are on sale at joanns.com until Sunday. For these are $1.99, regular $2.99. No, $2.49, regular $4.99, I think. But the distress inks, if you need distress inks, they're on for $2.49 at joanns.com online. And then you can use your 40% coupon on a bigger item, which I did because I needed 10 more to complete it. And then grab yourself a paintbrush. So joanns.com, all of Tim Holtz things are on sale. So anyway, this is for just doing the outline of the cheesecloth. I want some pink on there. So I'm just holding it in my hand, as you can see, going around. I could place it on the mat, I suppose, but my finger's good. Sometimes you just like to get, you know, dirty with your crafting. Now I'm shifting over and putting a little bit of the pewter on there, on here. There we are. And that's why I said, remember when I did my order, I said I love these chipboard pieces. They're already made up, and if you have a quick and fast project you need to do, it's perfect. Let me put this in my water, and we will put this down right here. That looks good. Okay, so I'm ready to go with that. Grab some of the Mod Podge and put it on the back, like so. And I used some of the gesso to neutralize those colors because this was really bright. I have to get that out of there. There we go. Isn't that pretty? But it was really bright, like painfully bright. I didn't want to use it, so when I cut that, it can go down on the sides of this. I just have to figure out if I want it down low or I want it up high, but I guess I have to have it here because of using the silhouette. So let's move it over there. There you have it. Okay, and so how does that look? How does that look to you? Let me get that down. Isn't that pretty with the paper? And I will finish the print after so it doesn't use up our time, and we'll keep embellishing. So now I will see here. I have some of this. This is that light stuff. You get tons of it. It's like styrofoam, little balls. It's wonderful. And I got a lot of it when I bought at the thrift store. I got tons of flowers, and this was in it. And I like it, so I guess my glue gun will go on that. And I was wondering, because it's been so long since I've been in my craft room, whether my mojo would get going and I would be able to, pick up where I left off. And I was a little concerned, but it did come back. If you're not crafting for a long time, you do get concerned about that. And so, this isn't too bad. I will put a little bit of glue under that. Let me see if you like that. There we go. And let's cut this. Try to keep it in the frame for you. I only have 7 minutes left. Isn't that terrible? Now I want to make sure before I cut this, if I want to put this maybe on the inside here. I think I will. You know what? I'm not going to cut this. I'm going to put this on the inside when I tack this down. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll put this down here like that. Cover that up. I'll do something in the middle there. I just have to stare at it for a minute to see if this is where I want it. Yep. So grab your Mod Podge. When it's in the gloss, it is really glossy. Like, it dries just like your glossy accents. I hate that when you get brain freezes like that. I'm going up so that it gets glossy. That's why I'm going above where I'm going to place this. Okay, I want to look at it. I think I do want to go this way on here. Like that. I love mixed media. I love doing just plain cards, but when you get into this stuff, doing a whole lot of embellishments, I really like it, I have to say. And I'm not overexerting myself and my hands, so this is great. And there was no way I was going to the dollar store and getting a card for my sister. No way. That's what I do. So it was just take it easy, take the day, do it, and be done with it. There we are. That looks good. And then I cut some of this ribbon, or this tulle. I think I am going to add some texture with it right here. Let me see. I love texture. Like, I love just anything that isn't plain. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Let's move that up. There we are. Very nice. Sorry, my arm's in the way there. Oh, feels good. But then I have to clean all this up after, right? Be nice if you could just go in your craft room and then a maid came in and cleaned it all up for you. That is too funny. I should use a pouncer for this, but This will dry clear and it'll look good. There we go. If you could see this like in person, it is really pretty. Really pretty with the tool. And it's different. You have your texture. I'm adding a lot of that goop there. Don't want to get too much on the sides. But when that dries, that'll be nice. Push it up. There we go. Dries so I'm going into silent mode. I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do now? Okay. There we are. I want it to dry stuck on there. I don't want to be gluing. So, there. Looks good. I'll let that dry like that for a minute. Maybe I'll take my heat tool, but I only have 2 minutes left. Can you believe this? This is just takes so long for me. Yikes. Okay, I'll let that dry. Let me see what else I can do. I can't close it, but I can set it aside here and let it dry. And I will go into part 3, if you don't mind. What can I work on here? I'll work on these. And we can just talk. I have watched so many videos. It's unbelievable. Let's see. I think I will use this one with that print and use it up. Here's the cardboard. I did use some Mod Podge on this, but you know what? It strains my hand, so I think it's easier for me just to grab my runner and put it on this way. I often wonder if people that don't craft, like they don't do any kind of mixed media, whatever, if they realize the work that goes into a project. I know I never did. I never received anything, I guess, that, you know, was mixed media or homemade cards or anything. So now I just think, wow, the work that goes into this is amazing. So there you go. You have the nice, this is for my tag. And then I'm going to take the black soot and I want to continue with that song that's on there. This hymnal is so old. I'm not kidding. It is like frail. It's brittle. And I will do the edges. And I thank you for joining me. I'm going to download this. My first part is coming up. 20 seconds. Thank you so much for joining me. It has been a fun day. I appreciate it. Have a blessed evening.